it's all good.
Great. So I'll just start with saying who I am and what I'm doing today. So my name is Leah from the PR department of AudaCity Capital. And at the moment, we're just conducting a few interviews with our traders to try find out a bit more about their journey into trading and how they got to the place they are today.
Okay.
So my first question for you is just to introduce yourself and then explain how you got interested in trading and then worked your way up to the place you are today.
Okay. My name is Ibrahim, and well, it really came to me by it came to me. I don't want to say by accident, but I guess you can say divine intervention, however you want to call it. I was doing my profession of what I came out of university with, and I got to a point that I started looking for an alternative. My family was growing, and I was looking for an alternative and what to do with it. And I happened to run into about 3 people that kept telling me about Forex, that hey, you need to, that's something you need to look into, and you need to take the time to look into it. Well, 2 of them honestly were trying to sell me on, and I'm sure it's out there and a lot of people do it now, but 2 of them were trying to sell me on one of these education sites where, hey, we'll teach you how to learn and so on. And 3 people telling you about it, I felt like, well, maybe that's something you need to look at. That's something you need to look into. So, so about a little bit over a year ago, I started looking into it, and it captivated me. I was very interested in it. I would think I went the same route that everybody normally does. So you start with a demo. It was going pretty good with the demo, and then the next step was, okay, well, let's try a little bit of money in it and see how that goes, and then you learn that, okay, there's a lot more to do into it. So honestly, once I got in, I try to do, knowing that this isn't something that I had always done. My next move was, let me learn as much as I possibly can and try to improve my skills as much as I possibly can. And usually they say you need to put in 10,000 hours to perfect something. So my goal then was, let me do a deep dive and try to accumulate as much screen time and as much information as I possibly can on how to be the best trader I possibly can be.
Great. So did you you said you went to university. Was that in something to do with trading or business or the stock market, or was it something completely different and you decided to
No, so it
work?
was a little bit of both. I got out, so my trade getting out of university, I actually got out and I was a teacher, and I taught high school, and over here it's called a high school, but it's grades 9 through 12. So I'm trying to, secondary school in England is what it would be called. So yeah, I got out as a teacher, but I minored in business. So business has always been a part of my background, and I always thought about doing something business on the side anyway.
So then did you learn by yourself then to trade, or through like a mentor or something, instead of the educational like banking way?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's self, but it's self with looking at as much information as I possibly can, using as many people as I possibly can that's been in it, finding mentors that even if it's through Zoom like we are now, um, and just assimilating as much information as I possibly can to use that same information to trade. But yes, it's you know, the best one that's helped me, to be honest, will be Proprietary, and I'm sure a lot of people watch his videos on YouTube, but he using his information definitely helped.
Yeah, I think a lot more people are doing what you're doing, and instead of coming from a banking background are deciding to learn by themselves or through a mentor. And then I think arguably that's a bit better for people. It seems to be providing a new era of traders really that are very profitable.
Yeah, and like, you know, the schooling system, you know, when I was in secondary school or high school as it is over here, we talked a little bit about trading, but it wasn't in depth. You know, my economics classes, we would do a project on, hey, if you trade this stock at this price, if you buy it low and sell high, and look at, you know, the profit you can make. But it was never, you didn't learn how to necessarily trade off of that. And that wasn't the same in the college. I mean, that was the same in the collegiate level or university level for us. You talked economics, but it wasn't not we did not really have a course that said, hey, come learn how to trade, you know?
Yeah. I think just a lot more people are going through that route, and I think it's great, and it's very admirable as well that people can teach themselves how to be a professional from scratch, really. So that's great to hear. So you're on the funded trader program with AudaCity Capital, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So how's that been for you? Do you have any feedback? Are you liking it so far? How have you been doing with trading?
Man, I'm loving it, and I love that opportunity for sure. And I was excited when I found out that AudaCity Capital existed, um, and I'm loving it. It's been good. You know, hit a low yesterday, but we'll rebound from it, and we'll go on from there. So it's been good. It's been good.
Great. I'm really glad that you're enjoying it so far. That's great to hear. So my last question is a bit of a tricky one, but it's one I ask to all of the people that I interview, and it is,
Okay.
what is the best advice that you could give to someone who's maybe just beginning their trading journey? So this might be something that you might have wanted to hear that really changed the way that you traded, like at the start, that you feel like somebody else would also benefit from hearing.
The best I can give is to be patient, and you know, one of the biggest allure to trading is how you can make profit. But be patient and learn your craft, and put in the time to learn your craft. And it's an ongoing process. You know, that there's always something to be learned in the market. There's always scenarios that you need to encounter and go, okay, this happened, you know, then how do I adjust to that? You know, like yesterday, for example, I jumped in at an entry point that I probably should have been a little bit more patient on, and my entry took a day to manifest. It took a day for my entry point to actually get there, and I was a day early. And had I been a little bit more patient for a day later, it would have been perfectly fine. So my analysis was fine, but the patience part, that's big. It's big in trading, and you have to learn. You have to learn how to curtail that and how to handle that. I said, like, one of the biggest adjustment I had to make was, I come from a comparative background, so you always want to go, and do, and you can still be comparative in trading, but you have to curtail that mindset. You have to find a balance with that mindset, and because go is not always the best move to make at that particular time.
Yeah, definitely. I agree that The psychology of trading, including like patience, is
Mhm.
very important. That's one of the things I think is the most important that you need to
Yeah.
focus on. So definitely, I think that's great advice, and hopefully someone will benefit from this if they're watching this video.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So I think that's everything from me today. So thank you
Uh,
so much for this interview. It's been lovely talking to you today. And hopefully in a few weeks or months, we can catch up again and see how you're doing with your account. Um,
yes.
so other than that, thank you so much. And hopefully I'll talk to you soon.